Okay, all right. Hello, happy Sunday. It is Sunday, May 2nd. So happy May, happy end of Camp Nano, end of April. April felt weird in a lot of ways. April felt very long, kind of frustrating, and yet at the same time, it was like really, really fast. And then my brain did a weird thing yesterday where I was like, wait, is May 1st May Day or is it the 5th because of 5/5? And I think it's the 5th. So I think May Day is actually Wednesday. But I could be totally wrong about that too, so I don't know. I should have just Googled it, but I didn't because I was lazy. I was being very lazy yesterday. Just sort of taking in the end of Nano, feel like I can relax vibes. So that's kind of how yesterday went. Not really any writing whatsoever, which is not a good thing because I have that May 15 deadline to that I am working towards for finishing the first draft of Chimera Moon Book 1 with Becca and Cachet, trying to aim for that. So I have 15 now 14 really days to get this draft done, and it's doable. It's doable. Whether or not I will actually do it is the other question. And so I'm going to be doing my best. But I definitely slept in this morning, just like relaxation vibes from yesterday carrying over. So I don't know. Anyway, so yes, so I typed in, I was over in Amber and Jace and Kat's stream, and I was like, I spelled morning routine as in like you are grieving morning, because I think I'm mourning my my night owl ways, because I do need to start being a little bit more productive here. So yeah, so I pulled some cards for today, and they kind of are an interesting combo. So the porcupine spirit is the spirit animal for the day, and he has all kinds of like really fancy beadwork and feathers and stuff. So, but the porcupine spirit says time for beginner mind. So looking at things with more of like the childlike perspective, looking at things in a new manner with fresh eyes, being enthusiastic about it. So it's a really good card to get sort of like at the beginning of the month, when you are setting your goals for the rest of what's going to be happening, and also just like new stories, new all that kind of stuff. So I am trying to pull on the porcupine spirit, the new vibes, and then I got the tower. So with the tower, it's you see this destruction, maybe if it will focus. Like not my face. If I hide my face, is it going to do it? I don't know. Do we have a, yes. Let's try this. Maybe. I don't know. Are you going to work? Sort of. There we go. Okay. So the tower, you have the destruction of the tower itself, but it's also sort of like a destruction of rules and rigidity in favor of building something new, something more innovative. And so sometimes that has to do with perspective, because sometimes it's like a mental block that you're breaking down. So I think these two together are really two good cards to get to sort of like maybe throw in a curveball into your plot, or, you know, some sort of new perspective, viewing your story and that kind of thing. So they're very good. I think that's very good pairing that I got. And I think I've mentioned before that I get like a boatload of major arcana when I do tarot. And so yesterday I pulled strength. Today I pulled the temperance and the tower. And so like it's just like I've always gotten a boatload of major arcana. For some of you that doesn't mean a whole lot, but for me, I've always pulled those, and those are usually more of like big decisions or big changes or like more abstract things sometimes. And so I don't really know where I was going with this, but I got a whole bunch. I got two major arcanas today. So one was like the Tower, new perspectives, breaking down rigidity and getting something new, and then Temperance, that balance and mercy of things. So anyway, in case you were wondering. So Charlie is here. Hey, how are you, Charlie? I hope you're doing well. And Christina is here. Hello, welcome. You made it on time. Hooray! Me too, sort of. I think I made it before the 2 o'clock minute ended. So Elizabeth is here as well. Hello. And Megan says, woot woot, I made it. Happy second day of May. Happy second day of May. And Thrifty Simplicity is here. Hello, all. Hello. So Megan did the Googling for us. Yay! May 1st is May Day, and May 5th is Cinco de Mayo, which is unrelated to May Day. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that like May Day officially was further in the month. Maybe I'm like blending up different holidays and things. So Allie, hello. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Just Eve is here. Hey, welcome. How are you? And Diana says, hello. Welcome. May the 4th be with you is Tuesday. Yes. And I might wear my fancy Star Wars shoes. I might not because they're deep in my closet and I haven't worn it in a while and all that. So it is a cute card. Yes, the porcupine is super cute. I love all the accessories. You're loving the lipstick. It is, what is it? It's one of the Maybelline like super long lasting 24-hour things. It's the same one that Brooke uses. Because I asked her one time and I was like, what lipstick are you using? And oh, it looks really good. So I copied her. And I just went out and I was like, ooh, yay, I like this color. I'm going to get it. So I can't remember. It's not Pioneer. I'll have to look, but I don't remember off the top of my head what number it is. CB says, today is the 23rd anniversary of the Battle of Hogwarts and The Rock's birthday. Would you believe he's 49? Is he 49? Wow. You wouldn't think it. It's National Truffle Day today. Ooh, that sounds fun. I like that. Elizabeth says, nope, do not believe. He does. He looks amazing for 49. Absolutely. Brenda is here. Hello. Welcome. Excuse me. You took my breath away. Charlie says, Chandra and I were reading tarot on her stream yesterday. You felt like home and you loved it. Yes. Chandra is really, really good. And I love her cards. Her cards just make me want to go buy more decks. CV says, I'll be watching Phantom Menace on Tuesday. Nice. It was so much fun. Yes, I missed it. I was just like completely, I think I went on the internet briefly to, I went to Laura's Promptathon stream. And then I think I just kind of like dazed out and didn't do anything yesterday. So Pageant Farmer, hello. Can't believe The Rock is 49. That's wild. Yes. And John Bon Jovi just turned 59. Wow. Yeah. Elvira says, hello. Welcome. Yes, her decks are so pretty. Yes. You remember when you thought he was way older than you were? Yeah, it seems like The Rock had always kind of like had a mature face, but I guess at some point his face just stopped aging. And then like the rest of us just got older, and He didn't. So I don't know. He's a vampire. He just, I'm sure, has very good skin routine, makeup artists, fitness trainers, all that kind. I mean, he is kind of fitness trainer himself. So CB says, and laughs out loud. Yes. Charlie says, I am secretly 144. Mwahahaha. Nice. Yeah. I don't know. Age and time is weird. CB says, he is older than I am. 10 years older. Oh, no. Ellie Veer says, first thing that you saw as you came in was The Rock is 49. You're like, wow, he looks amazing. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of Hollywood stars that do not look their age. There's a lot of other people that do not look their age. And I'm just like, I'm caught between wanting that illusion of immortality or just aging with grace and like just becoming the crazy old lady down the street, like, which would also be immensely fun. So I don't know, like, what would you prefer? Like, sort of like that timeless look, or like just the like everybody and their, you know, you're the crazy old fun person, or timeless. Like, I mean, why can't you be both? I guess you could be both. I don't know. I don't know. I still, like, in the back of my head, I would be like, I want to be the crazy old writer lady down the street. Maybe have a couple cats, like have some weird structures in your yard, like maybe a hobbit hole, maybe a little castle for my cats. I don't know, or like the local raccoon or something. I don't know. So Devin says, howdy. Hello, Devin. Sting the singer will be 70 in October, and he does not look good. No, he doesn't. He does not, no. Elizabeth says, I would prefer the goofy old lady with super long hair and wind chimes everywhere. Yeah, that's a vibe too. That's a good vibe. You like to mix it up. Folks say that you look younger than your age, but that's because they don't see you on the regular. You're a grandma and a toddler mom, and my neighbors think I'm weird. Then I think you're doing it right. I think you are doing it right. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and step into writing. So we've got timers that we should be using. Okay. Ooh, HK has some new ones. Nice. Okay. We are going to absolutely like it first because that needs to happen. And then we're going to share it with the audio checked. Is this one going to count up? Yes, I think this is going to count up. Okay, so this one is a 15-minute timer. It is going to count up, but that's okay. I should probably put that on a banner, though. Timer is counting up. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. I think I have it. Okay. So I've got the banner up. I've shared it. I think we're good. Okay. So don't forget to open your document if you haven't already this morning. And if you have, go ahead and save it. Make sure that you have something to drink. I have water over by the side. And make sure that you go ahead and straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. Make sure you're not hunching. And for if you need a break, take a break. This is definitely a long-term 3-hour stream, so it's a longer one than my normal, so don't forget to take a break when you need it. Okay, so we have this very cool New timer, woods, fog. You can have, there's some crows in there. Love it. You can always edit a bad page. You can't edit a blank page, and that is very true. All right, so we've had our reminders, and we are now ready to go. So our first sprint is going to be 15 minutes. The timer is going to be counting upwards to 15, and we are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so that was the first sprint, the warm-up sprint, and I used it more for productivity than I did for writing. So I've gotten some things arranged in my planner for the next couple of weeks, things that I had written down on like the monthly, but not the like weekly, daily things. I'm so excited about, this is my little daily theme. And then I've got my weekly, or my monthly, which is all pretty, and Mayflower washi tape and all of that for decoration. So it looks good. And I am aiming to fill out quite a bit of this and actually like use my hourly thing, because I'm not real good at doing hour by hour stuff, but if I can do more of like time blocking, maybe that will help. And I used it last month to like varying degrees of success, so I'm excited about that. But so I've gotten my productivity journal planner stuff done, so I can now move on to the document, which I'm only supposed to be working in the one document today, because I want to get closer to that May 15 deadline. So that's what I'm working on. Yeah. Anyway, so I didn't get any like real word count, but I got some productivity stuff done. So there's that. And it's no longer 4 whatever. So it's 5/2/2021. Okay. All right. We had a couple people pop in and say hello. Lainey Wrights arrived just after we started the timer. So that was good. Managed to make it for the first sprint. And we were continuing to talk about sort of like whether or not we want to be like that timeless person, or the like crazy old lady down the street. And several of y'all were saying, you know, you look young, but you would rather feel young. And that is, yeah, that's one of the side effects of aging that I don't think anybody can escape. So Becca says, hello, welcome. How are you? And so for those of you who do not know, this was brought up with Becca and Cachet on Becca's channel before camp ended, but we are aiming for May 15th as the deadline. So is it Team May 15 or May 15 team? I can't remember what our hashtag is supposed to be, but anyway, so we're aiming to get our current work in progress drafts done on the 15th, and we will be having the live stream on Becca's channel. You already have this set up, so hopefully during the next sprint I'll go and pop the link in the chat so that we can set our reminders on. So CB says, I will be 40 in September of next year. Yeah, not married or in a relationship and don't care. Yeah, as long as you are happy with yourself, then that's the one thing about romance stories that there are things that certain authors do that I'm not sure I quite care for. Like there's this idealization of like the other person completes you, but I prefer the stories that the person has through the course of the story has become their own person, like in and of themselves, and they decide that they would like to share their life with the other person, not that they are necessarily dependent on the relationship. So that's one of the things that that I search for in my romance stories. So I'm trying to make sure that I do not have a dependency issue in my story as well. So you hit 40 last year. You have a daughter older than Lainey. You don't feel ancient. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. Feels the rain coming in my bones. Oh no. Oh no. Sid says, hi. Hello, Sid. How are you? And Sid says, I'm well, a little bit tired, but well. Good. Yes, I feel like we are all going to be at least a little partially recovering from camp and for the next couple of days, but I'm going to try and work through that. So Rosalind says, my oldest is 25 and your baby is 4, and I look not a day over 21. Excellent. Turning 40 is so much easier than being married. Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true. Because turning 40 just happens, and being married takes work. So you're not experiencing the fear or devastation that people talk about with the age. Yeah. And yet everyone here seems down with it. Maybe the devastation is a myth. I don't know. And it could just be that that sort of like age that is like the, I don't know. I think people with social media now, that's one of the good things about social media is you see more folks like actually living it up and having a good time no matter their age. And that's, I think, one of the great things about social media. There are lots of other things about social media, but that's one of the good things. Megan says, I worked on figuring out what memories you need to include with your story for the old woman main character. Very nice. Charlie says, I got 178 words of a super snarky dialogue. Oh, I love that. You are finishing this book today. You just need to find my groove. Excellent. Hopefully we can help you find it. CB says, we're supposed to be going to New York for my 40th, but there's part of me that just wants to call off the entire darned thing. I think you may just want to see what the world and the status of the Rona is. So Elizabeth says, a finished one grading. Excellent. Hooray. New York is so much fun. You love NYC. I've never actually been, so that's on my list to do eventually. You went for your 21st. Oh, nice. And then again in 2014. Excellent. Funky Sai. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? I just lost where it was I clicked. There it is. Okay. Becca says, the tower. Eek. You'll just go with the porcupine. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think they fit rather well, nicely together, sort of like time for beginner mind and new perspectives and like opening your eyes to new things, whereas the tower is you're breaking down some of the rigidity and building something new, or like you have the chance to build something new. So for me they fit well together, but if you just want to focus on porcupine, you can totally focus on porcupine. So Paget says, New York is a great 40th trip. And Chandra is here. Hey, y'all. Hello. How are you? Hope you're doing good. And Eva says, I'm working on some website layout things. I got a bit of progress. Excellent. But those things can be so fiddly. And Thrifty says, hey, Chandra, you've completed one thing from your lists. Hooray. That is excellent. That is excellent. Also, is it me or is Liam Neeson looking rather frail these days? I don't know. I haven't actually seen the picture of him recently. So, Cher is a vampire. Quite possibly, but she is iconic either way. So, I just realized, I was like, something feels funky under my feet. And we've got these little like felt sticker pad things to go on the bottom of the chairs, and one of them had popped off and got stuck to my flip-flop. So that's what that confused face was about. Funky Sai says, finished draft 3 on Friday. Hooray! You are working on implementing a few notes that you had for yourself before sending it to beta. That's exciting. Ooh, that's awesome. CB says, I'm aiming to have my plan finished by May 15th. Hooray, May 15 team or Team May 15. I don't know which order it's supposed to be, but you will be doing June NaNoWriMo next month. I thought it was, so are you doing essentially like a nano every other month? Because I thought it was in July. Camp is in July. Is there an event for June? I'm confused. Cher is totally indestructible. And Keanu Reeves is immortal. Yes. It'll be interesting to see if Adam Driver also turns out like Keanu Reeves. And I don't know why he gives me similar vibes. But I don't really know. Yeah, so, but yes, I would agree with both of these. So CB says, like you said the other night, are we sure Cher isn't Steve Rogers in disguise? I don't think so. I think Cher is just Cher. So Megan says, I would like to reiterate that Joan Jett is 62 but looks way younger. Okay, let me look up Joan Jett and see if we can get a recent. Oh, yeah, totally. Definitely. Share the screen. In case you didn't. I'm like, holy cow. Yeah, she's definitely immortal. In such a good way, too. Very much iconic. Your icon is Cyndi Lauper. She's also a really good one, too. Yes. And Chandra, you have to write a bio about yourself. Is this one of like the short 100-word ones? Or is this like for your website you can do a little bit longer one? Your oldest is 24. Your baby is 3. Cyndi Lauper's great. You don't have any in between them. There you go. That's one way to do it, I guess. I do not plan on doing what Tony Stark did for his 40th. Yes. Says, I hate writing bios. Yeah. Your mom's 42 and married, so I think she got the premium pack for free. There you go. You saw Cyndi Lauper in concert in 2011, and she was awesome. It'll be really interesting to see how some of like the contemporary artists age. Like I don't really care about like Justin Bieber or anything. But like Florence from Florence and the Machine, Florence Welch, like I can totally see her as this wonderful old lady, but I could also like totally see that she would become that immortal face as well. I don't think Usher is going to age very much at all. I don't know. Who else? I don't know that Taylor Swift is gonna age like very gracefully. I don't know. I don't know. Lainey says, I also have a 13-year-old sister, and so you often feel sorry for your parents who are in their late 40s. Being married is definitely harder than being 40. We've been together for half of our lives and still happy. So it's still harder than being 40. Yes. Chandra says, hello. Oh, thank you and welcome. I put in some effort today. So it is a Maybelline. I will have to go and get the tube. It's one of the like 24-hour like long super stay thingies. But I will go run and get the tube this coming sprint. So, and Jenna says hello. And camp is in July, but there's an unofficial one in June. Okay. Premium pack. 2 for 1. It's short. Okay, so intro for yoga teaching job, and you're not doing so hot. Gotcha. You have 5 kids, but also 3 ex-husbands. again, age just naturally happens. Marriage does not. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You married the same guy 3 times. Life is strange. Yeah, that is, the lip emotion is a little aggressive. Or it's fine. Money does a lot for your looks. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Emoji. And Tina is here. Hello. 1X and no kids, which is also fine. All right, let's switch tasks and use one of HK's new timers. And we will do this one. Okay, hit the like button. And okay, what does it say? Tomorrow may be hell, but today was a good writing day, and on the good writing days, nothing else matters. I will take that, and I will, yes, please. Give me a good writing day. The counter is going up to 25 minutes. Get that there we go. All right, so save your document. Make sure you have something to drink, and make sure that you do a posture check. Straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, and give your hands a stretch if you need one. And then also make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Those are your 4 reminders, and we can now get started with the 25-minute sprint. It is counting up to 25. And we are ready to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Let's switch to chat break, and how are we doing? Okay. Don't forget to save. And I got about 457, I think, is what I got. 457. Let me do the math, though, because sometimes my mental math is up to speed and sometimes it's not. $457. Excellent. I got it right. Hooray! Okay. All right. How are we doing? I'm making progress on the scene. It's not necessarily going as quickly as I thought it would, but it is making progress. So there is that. I can't decide which side I want my hair to be on. Oh well, it's a mess either way. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, so Charlie was talking about the 3 times married to the same person, romance hand-fasted by a pagan priestess, domestically partnered in California, and legally married a couple of years ago, all of which sound amazing. So, Bryan Adams doesn't look too bad for his age, and he's 61. Is he? Wow, I didn't know he was that old. Pretty cool. I think the first ceremony, the romance hand fasting, sounds great. Yes. And you love that quote. Yes, absolutely. And Jenna has some advice for us. Start taking collagen in your 40s and it works magic. Yes. Because I think that does more than just skin, right? Skin, nails, and hair. Yeah. Okay. Is that mostly what's in like prenatal vitamins? I'm sure there's other stuff too, but I think collagen is in there as well. So, oh, and I went and I found my lipstick. So it is the Superstay Matte Ink, and it is the number 80, which is the ruler color, like ruler. And then the other one that I normally use is like, not, I'd say normally, but one of them is more of like a nude color. And it is the Wet n Wild. So like from Walmart, cheapy. But this is also a matte. I prefer matte because they don't often stick to like the glasses that you're drinking and stuff if you've let them dry down properly. I find that the Maybelline Superstay works better in that regard than the Wet n Wild one does, but the Wet n Wild one is slightly cheaper and it's a decent nude color for me. So, but yeah, I mean, nude is relative. So, so yeah. Okay. So Devin says, my things for the link tree and the playlist. Excellent. And Meadow has started the AuthorTube karaoke stream. Excellent. And I think it starts at 4:10. So, okay. So I think we still have another hour to go before then. So, for Cachet's stream. So Lizzie is here. Hello! And Lizzie has a reminder for us. Be kind on the internet. Feed yourself. Tell your family you love them. Write the story you love. And take it easy on yourself when you have typos. Amen. You almost finished the tertiary catalyst points. Excellent. Just stared at your laptop screen. You're brainstorming. That's what you're doing. You're getting your brain ready to write. This plan is driving me crazy. Oh no. You love the lipstick. Oh good. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Jenna says, I have the ruler one. Yes. And I think it's the exact one that by the Brooke has. And I know that oh gosh. Somebody else has like the blue one. I think it's called Pioneer, but I'm not real sure. Or maybe that one's called Explorer. I don't know, but yeah, I know that several people have expressed their love for this particular like formula, and I can definitely see why, because it does stick on. And I don't have like official makeup remover stuff. I usually just wash my face with soap and water. But with this, if I rub like regular cheap chapstick on it and then like wipe it off with a Kleenex, it works just as well as like makeup remover. So that's my cheap out for like not buying an expensive makeup remover, is just go use chapstick. So Chandra says, I got the bio written, hooray, as well as a few other items that were requested to go with it. Excellent. That is awesome. Dina was cleaning up your workspace and decluttering. Do you want to declutter my stuff? I think it looks better. I think I don't know. Like I hesitated because it is such a red. It's slightly more on the purple side, which is what I do. I prefer more like purpley colors. I don't know if that's just my preference or if it is because it like looks decent with my undertones or whatever, but I don't know. But thank you. Jenna says, I got 300 words. Excellent. Elvira says, it's funny, I literally just finished reading the last sentence of Ender's Game when you spoke. Hooray! Good timing. And Elizabeth got another one graded. One more and you can quit for the day with a good conscience. But there is also a nagging voice saying that if you do 2 more, there is less to do tomorrow. You could always flip a coin. Charlie says, I got more words. I forgot to mark where I was when I started. You may also have sung along to the music more than you typed, but it was fun, so you're fine with it. Excellent. Ellie Vera says, also spent the last 2 sprints hoovering our home. Excellent. Don't you think it's fun, like hoovering? So Hoover was the brand name and then it became the verb. It's such a fun thing. So Kate is here. Welcome. Switching over to editing this month. So trying to get through chapter 3 and so chapter 4 and 5. So did you do chapters 1 through 3 yesterday? Excellent. You're making fast progress. CB says, I'll be 39 in September, so I might as well start taking collagen then. Yes, you could. Megan says, I try to think of what my main character is doing in the 60s with her best friend. So the Red Hat Society, I think, I don't know what age they allow you to like join, but I do know that one of my favorite aunts, she's just like this really fun personality. Her mother, Ladybug is what we called her, was a member of the Red Hat Society and loved it. So it's like the ladies would all go and decked out in like red hat, and like red and purple are the 2 main color themes. And they would go like on tour buses to different places. They would go get brunch. They would go to concerts and movies and dance halls and like all kinds of things. So you may want to look into the Red Hat Society and when that started, like year-wise, and then like what age. But like definitely brunch and mimosas and, you know, going to get your hair done and all that kind of fun stuff, depending on like your main character's personality. But I would think that would be like a fun thing to do, is just go have fun. And yeah. So Jenna says, I think women stop producing collagen at some point, so we need to replenish it. Listening to Frankie Valli and the 4 Seasons. I love them. Yes. Yes. Jenna says, I have a ton of Maybelline ones, some I shouldn't have any business trying to wear. You can wear whatever you want. Megan says, I was considering having them go to a concert together. Yeah. It's a good idea. Yes, it is. You have to redo your website, but every time you go into edit mode, you click out. I mean, there are some things about editing a website that are just frustrating. Jenna says, I think Project Courtney is a big fan of them, and that's probably why you've bought more. Yes, she has them as well. Yes. But there is somebody else in AuthorTube that also espouses their love of this particular brand line, and I can't remember off the top of my head who it is. Is it Sarah Scharnweber? I think it might be. Lizzie says, speaking of typos, your bed is your office space. There's stuffed animals, backpacks, pens and pencils, washi tape, books, and journals. And it's a twin bed. Yeah, I've done that before. Thrifty Simplicity says, not so much done, but you got stuck on an issue. You're hoping to catch up next sprint. Okay. Hopefully you can get unstuck and catch up then, or just make progress. So Ellie Vera says, so true. I grew up calling toothpaste Colgate for a long time, and your gran used to call cameras Kodaks. Yeah. Don't forget your laptop during the day. You bring it downstairs and have to have room to sleep. Yeah. Like Googling is literally the word for searching something up on the internet. Yes. Yeah, exactly. I went Googling. Yeah, exactly. Instead of I researched or I searched things up on, I Googled it. Kate says, yep, 1 to 3 were pretty close to final anyway, so you finished those yesterday. Detangled the mess of 4 and 5 in the wee hours of the morning. Now you just have to toss 4 and 5 through pro writing. Excellent. Yes. Sorry, I figured that out while I was talking. I was like, wait. So you love the Red Hat Society. You want to join one older. Their age requirement is pretty old. I'm not sure when they started, though. I think it might be relatively recently. Red Hat Society is a great idea. Your very southern grandma was in the Red Hat Society down in Mississippi for a while, helped her stay social. Yes. When did the Red Hat Society start? Let's Google it. Okay, Red Hat Society was established or founded in 1998. That's really recent. Like, really recent. I thought it was way older than that. Wow. Okay. All right. I guess that's not necessarily an option, but you can definitely have them socialize. So Lizzie says, try to make your website complex. Make it simple. I think simple is better. Like, at least simple looking, because sometimes simple looks professional. Or like color blocking and things. I know mine does not look as neat as it should. You've had member areas that took hours to make and made Q&As and everywhere. After getting 0 page views for the month, it was a waste of time. Personal websites are hard to do, so you feel like you're the only person who studies every page on someone's website. You are not the only one who does that. I can assure you of that. Feeling the energy depleting. Oh no, going to finish this last one and read more in the 5th season. You are liking it so far. Excellent. Okay, on that note, yes, let's do another sprint. We are going to go with the other 25-minute one. Okay. Put the ticker up and share. All the clicky things. Okay, so this is back to the Jodi Picoult. You can't always edit a bad page. You can always edit a bad page. You cannot edit a blank page. Words. So this is back to the initial theme that we started with, but this is the 25-minute one. So we're going to be counting up to 25 minutes. So don't forget to save. Don't forget to hydrate. Don't forget to do a posture check. Straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back. And make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Those are your 4 reminders, and we can now get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Let's check how we're doing. I got 485 that time, which puts me somewhere around the 900 mark, I think. Yeah. So I'm about 50 or 60 words short of 1,000. So I'm coming to the very end of the scene. I'm trying to figure out how I want to end it, and whether or not it's an effective ending for this scene that will make a decent transition into the next. So progress, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Rosalind says, question, does anyone else have a problem with flat soda in cans in the US? Did you buy like one of the boxes or just like a stray can here and there? I have had that problem kind of recently in 2-liter bottles. We had 2 out of like 14 because we buy for multiple weeks at a time. And 2 of the 2 liters were flat, so we took those back, but not cans. Jenna says, I hate that. It's the reason that you like cans so much to begin with. Yeah, because they do tend to stay a little bit more carbonated. So Elizabeth said, literally falling asleep at my desk. Have a good night, and you will join tomorrow's stream for the last 5 in grading. Excellent. Have a good night. Speaking of soda, I need some, says Jenna. Elvira says, good night. Rosalind says, no, they were not dented, but every case of soda you've bought in the past 6 weeks or so has all been flat. That's weird. Like, have they all been from the same store? I mean, have you checked I'm assuming their expiration dates are fine. But that's weird. Lizzie says, I have a horrible case of the hiccups right now. Oh no! Drink water, hold your breath. I tend to find that holding my breath for a while and then slowly letting out the air sometimes helps. Not always. Charlie says, I am past the midpoint of this chapter, so 1.5 chapters until finished. Yay! And Kate got through the first 3 scenes of chapter 4. Chandra did nothing useful. I'm watching a video about how to shoe a horse with resin, though. Oh. I mean, I suppose that could work. I would think that you would have to be pretty careful with that, though, because doesn't the chemical reaction with the resin, once you put the A and B parts together, doesn't that create heat? I mean, essentially, like the hoof is kind of like their toenail. And so, like, the outer bits of it won't necessarily be hot, but if the shoe is going on to an injured hoof, I would think you would have to be careful with that because you wouldn't want to have the chemical heat reaction reach their nerves. So, I don't know. That's interesting. Jenna made lunch. Excellent. And Lizzie says, tried to redo my website, but the hiccups had another plan. You've never had it for this long before. You haven't eaten or drank in hours. Yeah, go drink something, because that might help. Yeah. Yeah, eat and drink and then fix the website. Exactly. Megan was on social media. It's only been 2 hours, though. Well, still, go drink some water. And, like, sometimes the repeated swallowing for like drinking will settle your hiccups sometimes. Charlie says, we had a new bottle of garlic powder go rancid real quick, so the strangeness is real in the world. Yeah. It must be a sign. You think they went away. Oh, good. You almost finished putting the quaternary catalyst points. Excellent. Chandra says they put it over the frog and everything, and you were surprised, and it looked like it was room temp. Well, I know. I know that at some point the resin becomes hot, but it could be just like during the mixing stages. So if you time it right, I'm assuming it should not hurt the horse, which is one of the reasons why they would be willing to do it. So Thrifty says, I'm caught up and back on track. Hooray! Excellent. Excellent. That is awesome. I'm at the point where my male lead is essentially pseudo-threatening the female lead in that he's like, you come with me, we'll make a deal. Or you're going to come with me and we'll still make a deal, but, you know, maybe less terms that you would like. So he's going to be interesting, I think. CB says, I've had the experience of buying pre-shredded cheese and having it be blue and moldy from a supermarket. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Laura, hello. Happy Sunday. How are you? And Jenna says, hello. Laura says, hey. Were you doing a 10K writing with your mom today? Or 10K walking, excuse me. Are you doing one like every weekend or so? Or is that just like special occasions? CB says, I only discovered that you were in the middle of making cheese sauce for macaroni at the time. Yeah. Since you got your new food processor, you use that for gritting cheese. That can work too. Okay, let's do another sprint. Fourth sprint, I believe. And we are going to switch over to one of the other. We're going to switch to the Water and Aurora Borealis one, where it will be counting down. Okay. Okay, Laura says it was a special occasion for the 10K, not too often. Gotcha. And Elvira says, okay, I'm going to be heading off for food. All right, have fun. And did a 10K and not a 5K. I was impressed. All right, so save your document. Make sure you have something to drink. I've not actually had anything to drink yet, so I need to do that this sprint. Make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. Make sure that you're not hunching. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Those are your reminders. We can now get started with a 25-minute sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, how are we doing now? Let's do the calculation. Got 566 that time. So that's good. Which means I have gotten 1508. Thus far. So if I can hit 492 words this next sprint, then I will have hit my 2K, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So we shall see. But yeah, so that's a pretty nice sprint. Pretty good. I'm still trying to keep my sentences relatively clean, relatively simple, paying attention to like not have crazy run-ons, which I tend to have in my first drafts. But I'm trying my best to actually like pay attention to that and not go crazy. That way I have a little less editing to do. It's going decently. I still like. I definitely know that this draft will be much cleaner if I continue with this than the first draft of Gray 1, which was a hot mess, an absolute hot mess. But there are still quite a few things that I have not I've not done, but that's okay. I'm going to keep those for second draft. So yeah. Don't forget to save. There we go. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of chat. So, okay. Okay, so we're talking about blogs versus vlogs and sort of some of what it takes to be a vlogger, and the benefits or drawbacks. So benefits of being quote unquote faceless, sort of like, you know, having your hands or just your voice narrating and whatnot. But yeah, every big vlogger was unknown at some point. Yes. And a lot, not all, but a lot of the like biggest vloggers have been doing it for 6 to 10 years. So it takes time. It takes a lot of time. Same thing with blogging as of writing. Same thing. Like, it takes a long time to get yourself established. I mean, there are a few people who like find the perfect thing, keywords at the right time. Like, they just happen to have written something, and then some sort of event goes on that has some sort of link to what they have written, and it is very timely. But those instances is like getting hit by lightning. It's not common. Edith says, I know Instagram Reels can be done without a face. You did your first the other day. It was seen by gobs of people, and you felt famous all night. Not a lot by most standards, but more than your stuff gets seen on by its own. Yeah. Yeah, so the whole thing about teeth and sort of like not having a perfect smile. I don't have a perfect smile. I don't have, like, my bottom row is kind of janky, which, I mean, that it's not as bad as some people have, but it does affect the way that I smile. But that's something that has always been the case for me, and like if your teeth bother you, or if they present a health problem, then you should have them fixed. If they are fine and they are not presenting any health problem, who cares? The people with like perfect smiles, they are essentially implants. or they have spent thousands of dollars on braces, or they are one of those extremely lucky few with perfect genetic teeth. But most of the like perfect smiles that you see are people that have done the implant surgery where they like shave down their teeth to a nub and then get like porcelain caps put on or whatever. And that terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. So it is what it is. And if you might want to sort of like work on trying to figure out like, are your teeth actually the problem, or is it just like that lack of self-confidence? And a lot of times that self-confidence comes with just practice. Like there are going to be trolls who point out things, but for the most part, like most people won't really comment on it. Like there will be some, I'm sure, some people eventually that say something, but like it just comes with time. Like confidence comes with time and repetition until you know that you have figured out what you were doing. And there is no cure but to do. Laura Nettles says, I think I'm the one who uses my blog the most. Yeah, me too. I am my own traffic, posting prompts and flash fictions. I go pull prompts for your own posts for your stream. Yeah. Makes more sense for you to vlog because you only look pretty in pictures taken at certain angles and not a video that shows that you don't care about your hygiene. It allows it to discover your face. And see, that's human and that's relatable. So there you go. You've made so many blogs, marketed, and not a single person has read them. You couldn't put time into something that doesn't have an audience after months of hard work. You burned out and quit. And and that's kind of how a lot of vlogging goes, is that you have to find a reason outside. You have to find a reason other than outside validation to do it. So Megan says it takes a lot of marketing, consistent posting, and a lot of time to get the blog going. Yeah. You used to have multiple moderately successful blogs and used to do marketing. If you ever want to talk and see if any of your advice is still useful. There you go. Can't stand watching people with horrible top teeth, which is why you're upset about your own teeth. The huge dip makes it look like you have 2 rows of teeth on the same row. Well, I do know that like Invisalign and stuff has become more affordable than like straight on braces. So if that is something that really bothers you and it affects how the long-term, like the longevity of your teeth and jaw, that might be something that you want to consider talking to your parents about. If you want to do it, do it. Like, do it for you, not anybody else. So, Laura is eating broccoli soup. Woo! Yay! Got some more of these notes done. Excellent. CB says, finish the pre-outlining, now reading. Kate says, finished with chapter 4, so just the mechanical edits and chapter tags left on this one. Excellent. Lizzie says, looked into how to make a publishing company, though you don't even know if that's going to happen at this point. So yes, you can essentially become your own publishing company, publishing house. You have to set up an LLC, I think. And so that takes some time and some information and some legal knowledge, but there are videos and research out there that are freely available for how you do that. Charlie says, a few more words. The writing is slow but steady, and in the end, you shall win the race. Exactly. And Laura says, go, Charlie, go. Laura's being a cheerleader. Charlie says to Laura, I am enjoying the lazy pace today. Exactly. Thrifty says it went well. I figured out that I'd already completed something that you intended to take care of. Hooray! Such a good feeling. So essentially 2 items on your to-do list are done. Excellent. Your voice also makes you sound very sassy. Good. I like a good bit of sass. You don't know why some people put little work in and blow up and other people put away more work in and don't go anywhere. It's just, it's playing the game. And some people can instinctively play the game and others have to find out how the game works first. So debating wearing masks if you ever do vlogs. If you can, you totally can. Best to do something because you love it and it's fun. That way, if it takes forever to be seen, then you won't care. You'll still be having fun. Exactly. What is the difference between writing a second draft and editing? I think, honestly, it's a bit of terminology. So your second draft could be called developmental edits if you're working on like mainly plot stuff. It could also be called a revision. So I don't know. And that's where terminology is sort of like you become a lumper or a splitter. You either like lump things together and you're like, oh, this is a draft and it's also a revision and whatever. Or you're like, no, these are my different types of steps and these are my different. So I don't care. It's all the same. So Chandra says, after watching the videos of how people get implants, I'm totally good. Exactly. Exactly. It looks like the stuff out of nightmares. Charlie says, my smile is terrible and I'm very conscious about it, but who the F cares? Hopefully someday I'll be able to afford the glow up my heart desires. Yeah. So Lizzie says, I missed out on braces and had your pacifier for too long. It messed up your teeth badly. You look like you've been drinking a lot. Gum disease doesn't help. That's a thing that that is just part of the thing. So it's part of the glamour you cast on yourself when you put on your recording persona, blinding you to my truth. Yeah, I don't know. There are things that you may have to do in terms of like mouthwash or specific toothpastes and all that kind of stuff, and whether or not you want to address things like Invisalign or not is going to be up to you and your family. So working on your bed makes you sleepy. Yes, it does. Before the bug, you sneezed out what you thought was a tooth. Turns out your enamel doesn't work properly. Oh no. That's weird, but interesting. Turns out your enamel doesn't work properly. So did you sneeze out like the enamel off of a tooth? Like just the covering? Maybe that's something that Laura should include in some of her stories. Sounds kind of cool. Laura says, seeing the next iteration of my Christmas food horror cards. It's so exciting. Bethany Atazeda has the best indie advice ever. She has some good stuff, yeah. There are quite a few channels that have some different advice, so you can cherry pick the best of all of them. So Chandra says, you also don't know what work people put in before you see them. Yes. And there are also people that have like all the ring lights and the nice cameras and stuff, and people that have management and people that have editors and social media people. And so like there's a lot of those vlog channels that are very scripted and very edited. So I don't know. It's all weird. There's one booktuber who gains 1K subs a day because of a TikTok. Her books that blew up a lot. The internet is interesting. Yes. Plus, the bigger numbers you have, the faster you are to grow, typically. There's like a snowball effect. You refused braces because you were already enough. Oh no. There's a piece of tooth that the dentist said the enamel didn't form properly. Huh. That is weird. That's interesting, though. I'm just thinking about what I could do with some interesting teeth scenes. Maybe more of like the necromancer scenes for Project Gray. And like bones and stuff. That might be an interesting thing that pops up. Lizzie said, to Lizzie, same thing happens in the publishing world. There are too many factors as to why some authors blow up and some don't. You can't worry about that. You just got to do what you can. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do another sprint. Let's do a short warm-up, not warm-up, cool-down sprint. We'll do a 10-minute sprint because we have about 15 minutes left. So let's do a 10-minute. Let's find one of the timers. Okay, let's do this one. Share screen. Pop that open. Okay. Okay, yes. So save your document, drink something, straighten your spine, and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And if you need that break, take a break. Okay. Those are your reminders. We can now get started with a 10-minute cool-down sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. How'd we do? I didn't get a whole lot done. I was going back to my outline and trying to check on a couple things. I only got 55 words written, but I did go back also and highlight all of the like brackets that I had done for like names and go back and add these descriptions and things like that so that they're a little bit easier to find visually. So I've done that and I added 55 words. So not horrible, but you know. So I'm now but I am now at the beginning of Act 2, so I'm working in the first 2 scenes really there, kind of jumping back and forth, because I want to switch from the female lead to the male lead at a certain point in the scene, so I need them to have a bit of conversation in the first one where the female lead is, primary, and then I want to have some observations from the male lead's point of view, and then more conversation. So I wanted to go ahead and get some of the male observations down. So I am working in 2 scenes essentially. So yay. Okay, done with the water. Hooray. All right. How did everybody else do? You can tell me what your total was for the whole stream or for what you got done that time. So I got 1563 done for the stream in Chimera Moon. So I still have about 500 more words to get to my 2K goal. So I do want to do a little bit more work this evening, but yeah, that's still progress. Still a good bit of progress, so I'm happy with that. Megan says, I was contemplating getting a website, but I'm unemployed, so paying for anything is difficult. Yeah. So, and one of the things you want is that domain name, or hosting service. So, yeah. Some of the free tiers are fine, but then they have that added bit of the domain name that makes it, yeah. More notes completed, very close to having this 3rd draft done, which is excellent. Finished Bethany's video, excellent. Yeah, I agree with Funky Side here. I don't think people are meant to be successful or fated to be successful or unsuccessful. It just happens for a variety of reasons and factors. So yeah, there are no fated to be successful people. There are people that have advantages starting out, and there are people who gain advantages as they grow. But it just, there's no fate involved in that. So, alrighty. Wild Duck, you had to fix a bit from the scene that you were writing due to a mistake that you did not notice. Ah, yes, those mistakes. They are frustrating. Kate says 2 scenes of mechanical edits and proofreadings done. Hooray! Excellent. Excellent. Yay. All right. Okay. I'm trying to think of who should be streaming at the moment. Morgan should be streaming. Cache should be streaming because I think she's doing a self-care Sunday chit-chat. So I know that those 2 are currently streaming, I'm pretty sure. And then you should check out Devin's playlist for more. And I'm not sure if Meadow is still hosting the AuthorTube karaoke. Let's see who says. Okay, so my screen says Cache, Meadow, and Morgan are all streaming, but I do not have any other red little live buttons. So all right, there's that. And Thrifty says, I'm closing in on completion of a task from my list. I'm hoping to take a break and plan dinner and catch up on my audiobook. Ooh, sounds good. Excellent. All right, and here is Devin's playlist in case you haven't seen it today. So yes, so definitely make sure that you are following Devin, and anytime you discover a new authortuber that you like and enjoy, don't forget to like and subscribe to them, because that's how AuthorTube gets expanded. So yes. Laura says, help, I commissioned more art. I'm glad. I will be excited to see them. So yes, I will be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern for the during the week streams, and then Sundays 2 to 5. So I will be around. I hope to see you soon, and I will also see you in the chats. Bye. Don't forget to save.